This confirms you're all being played. In my hopes, this will help you in 2023. Let's go.
I ain't gonna give in now. I just gotta live this now. I'm gonna be man, I'ma kill this stuff real quick. I'ma go take it to town, cause I gotta be that king in the ring when I'm knocking him out when I'm back with the whip. Cause I am just up on the journey. Just know that I'm just going insane.
Warriors, rise. Grand rising. Good evening, warriors all over the world, and welcome to 2023. The best year of your life. My name is Coach JB. I am the top health, mindset, crypto, and business coach in the world. Remember, what you believe in your heart, you think in your mind will eventually become your words and become your reality. If you can see it in your mind, eventually you can hold it right here in your hands. What you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. Now, I'm going to share with you guys a little bit how my brain works. I've never really dove into this, but we'll be going through this in my private coaching program. So based on my human design, I have what's called a logical circuit. Okay. So a lot of people are like, oh, you predicted the future or you saw this coming. That's how my brain works. My brain works in patterns. So when I see things, this is the only attention I'm going to give to the Andrew Tate thing. This is all I'm going to talk about because I want to show you a logical circuit and how it works. Okay. My video today is not for, not against, not supporting anything. It's showing you facts, figures, numbers, logic in the game. And as you look this way, there's always another narrative going on this way. Okay. I stay in my lane. I don't focus on no other man or woman. I focus on my issues, my problems, my family, and building my family's generational wealth. And I brought over 5,000 warriors with me. Okay. So my logical circuit within human design allows me to see patterns forward and backwards. And so when I see something happen, my logic brain kicks in. I don't get caught up in the emotional hype. I look at what actually is happening. So I'm going to show you a video with Jay Clayton and the news here. Okay. Now remember, right now, at the back end of 2022, we had major distractions, okay? 2022, Celsius collapsed. We had a stable coin that collapsed, all at the exact same time that they're bringing in regulation, problem, reaction, solution. Back into the year, we had FTX completely collapse. And as soon as all the heat started coming, and there was a lot of information around politicians maybe being involved, allegedly being involved, and I'm going to show you something very powerful, how distractions work. So this should help you in 2023. So when you see something really big or catastrophic, you have to put your logical mind on it and say, what is actually happening here? So we're first going to watch a video, okay? And this is, let me just show you so you guys can look this up yourself. So if you want to rewatch this is CNBC News. Former SEC Chairman Jay Clayton weighs in on case against Sam Bankman-Fried or whatever the hell you call him. But anyways, so remember, Jay Clayton is the one who threw out the case against Ripple and the SEC, Ripple versus SEC, around Xrp being a security on December 20th, 2020. And I was the influencer that said I'm holding on like a tick on a dog. I haven't changed my stance on that. I'm an intelligent investor. There's a book called Intelligent Investor. I do Warren Buffett style investing. I focus on intrinsic value. I don't focus on market price. I sell when it goes up. I secure profits. Very simple wealth building strategy. Nothing complex. Okay? I don't play the markets. I play the company's value or the coin's actual intrinsic value. Okay, so watch. Okay, one thing I want you to watch voice inflection, and I want you to watch responses. There's a very thing that most people didn't catch in the beginning of this video. Then I'm going to take you through news. And then I'm going to give you a little bit of insight on the Andrew Tate thing. Remember, not for, not against, just sharing my opinion on what I think happened with that and why that happened on that date. Okay, so let's watch this.
We're going to talk about the collapse of cryptocurrency exchange FTX. The latest, former Alameda Research CEO Caroline Ellison now telling a judge that Sam Bankman-Fried and other top FTX officials received billions of dollars in secret loans from Alameda. According to a transcript of a mid-December plea hearing unsealed late last week, Ellison said she agreed with Bankman-Fried to hide the fact that Alameda could borrow unlimited money from FTX. Ellison and FTX co-founder Gary Wang have now both pleaded guilty to charges relating to the collapse of FTX. Joining us to talk about this, so much more. I want to talk about China. I want to talk about a lot of stuff. We got former SEC Chairman Jay Clayton here. He's non-executive chair of a...
Okay, this is so important. You listen to what they're about to say, okay? He's about to say you're the non-executive chair of a company. Now listen to what they say. Now remember, this gentleman right here, throughout the case, against Ripple around XRP and then went to consult for a cryptocurrency fund that increased their position in Bitcoin and Ethereum like a month before they threw out the case. So this is the guy that they're talking to. This is the squawk box. They're talking to this dude who threw out the case against Ripple. Okay, and then I'm going to show you the current SEC chairman, how he met with FTX 6 months ago. I'm going to show you the patterns and the things that you need to be looking at. Watch what he says right here.
Apollo, a CNBC contributor, is also on the board of American Express. And I should say, if we do talk about FTX, that I believe that Sullivan and Cromwell, which you are of counsel of, or of counsel to, I should say, is involved with the FTX bankruptcy, but for the company side.
Correct.
Correct. Okay. Can we just talk for a second about?
Well, did you see that? Look at him. He's like, don't go there. And then this guy, watch how he gets all nervous. Watch this.
Can we just talk for a second about the SPX?
Hold on.
SPX.
He gets all jumbled. Watch.
Correct. Okay. Or of counsel to, I should say, is involved with the FTX bankruptcy, but for the company side.
Correct.
Correct. Okay.
Look at him.
Can we just talk for a second about the SPX, the SBF of it all, in terms of the bail hearing? Everybody's sitting around going,
one more time
with the FTX bankruptcy, but for the company side.
Correct.
Correct. Okay. Can we just talk for a second about the SPX, the SBF of it all?
Did you see that? Okay, if you guys need to start, pick that type of stuff up. He's looking at him like, we're not going there, dude. We are not going there. This is the gentleman who threw out the case against Ripple, who left to consult for a cryptocurrency fund. This guy is pretty articulate. He very rarely does that kind of a jumbling. He's very smooth, but all of a sudden he's like, but we have to disclose that you're a part of this as well. And he's like, correct. And he looks at him like, we're not even discussing this any further. Then he gets all jumbled as in words. Okay. Then at the same time as all this stuff's coming out, okay, December 22nd, I told you guys, stuff happens all during the holidays. It all happens during the holidays. As we're focused on materialism and we're stuck in the Christmas, not Christmas, not the Christ, the chrism going down, okay? So SEC announced departure of Dan Berkowitz, Megan Barrow named general counsel. Okay, so on December 22nd, 2022, Dan Berkowitz steps away from the SEC. So emails reveal, and I'm going to get to the point around Andrew Tate. Just watch what happens. Emails review Sam Bankman-Fried's courtship with federal regulators. Okay, we're going to dive into this. Miller helped arrange for Bankman-Fried, Bankman-Fried to meet and dine with former CFTC Commissioner Dan Berkowitz, the current general counsel for the SEC. Emails times obtained through Freedom of Information Act requests show. Miller set up an October 2021 dinner with Berkowitz and Bankman-Fried, Raskia, West End, at an upscale Indian restaurant in Washington, D.C. Zach Dexter, CEO of LedgerX, WetGen, and Michael Bond, the CEO of Asin, the digital asset markets, were also involved in the dinner, but the records don't make clear whether they attended. So as you're sitting here watching all this stuff collapse and they tell you cryptocurrency is a fraud, the SEC tells you cryptocurrency is a fraud, they are meeting with people like Sam Bankman-Fried. So this dude bounces out of the SEC. He knows this is coming right here. The heat is coming. The holidays, boom. They pass a $1.7 trillion bill, right? And then all this stuff starts coming out. We know the SEC chairman, Gary Gensler, met with the head of FTX months before the collapse, okay? It's all right here for you, family. This gentleman right here met with Sam Bankman-Fried 6 months before the collapse. We know that SEC people were meeting with Sam Bankman-Fried in 2021, okay? And then at the same time, this is where it gets into the distraction, logical circuit. Epstein's sex trafficking was aided by J.P. Morgan, a U.S. Virgin Islands lawsuit says. The government of the U.S. Virgin Islands alleges in a lawsuit filed this week that J.P. Morgan turned a blind eye to evidence that disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein used the banks to facilitate sex trafficking activities on Little St. James, the private island he owned in a territory of 2019. These are allegations, okay? All this stuff came out. On the 29th, going into the 30th, pay attention to what I'm about to say. JP Morgan Chase accused of turning a blind eye. Let's stop this real quick. Of turning a blind eye to Epstein's sex crimes lawsuit. And at the exact same time, Andrew Tate gets arrested for the exact same thing. Interesting. I'm going to show you something powerful. Okay. It's called attention redirection. This is Andrew Tate 2 to 3 days ago. You can go through the videos yourself. Andrew Tate takes into custody by Romania. Inside Edition, almost 1 million views. And this was 2 days ago. I put this up 2 days ago. 620 views. NBC News. NBC News 548,000 views. Now go watch how many views there are now. J.P. Morgan and Epstein. CBS 2,000 views. ABC 7 388 views. CBS Miami 1.3 thousand views. Do you see what happens? It's called attention redirection. At the exact same time this was going on, they decide to arrest this gentleman. I don't know whether it's true or not. I have no idea. I don't know Andrew Tate. I don't know his brother. I don't know anything about what they do with their life. I've seen him explode on social media, but he's the #1 viewed person on social media. Do you see what's happening here? Distraction, 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 distraction. You're going to see a lot more distractions. And did you see that? Let's watch it one more time. Watch this. Watch how he responds to this. It's so important that you watch their actions, guys.
Apollo, a CNBC contributor, is also on the board of American Express. And I should say, if we do talk about FTX, that I believe that Sullivan and Cromwell, which you are of counsel of, or of counsel to, I should say, is involved with the FTX bankruptcy, but for the company side.
Correct.
Correct. Okay. Can we just talk for a second about the SBX, the SBF of it all?
That look threw him off. He was like, "You shut your mouth right now." So Jake Layton, and I don't know, I don't have any facts, figures, numbers, logic, or what that even meant. But what I do know is I can see voice inflection. I can see eye contact. I can see human responses. He was like, "We're not going there, dude." I threw out the Ripple case. I went to consult for a cryptocurrency fund. Now I'm somehow involved in the bankruptcy side of this this SB Sam Bankman-Fried stuff, this FTX collapse. At the same time as everything's being revealed that the SEC, this is why this dude Dan bounced during the holidays, right? He's involved with meeting with Sam Bankman-Fried in 2021. Gary Gensler sat with Sam Bankman-Fried 6 months ago. This is a guy that's supposed to be protecting us, right? And at the same time, all this news starts coming out. Boom. 29th, going into the 30th. By the 30th, this gentleman was arrested, and he's the #1 viewed guy on social media. Do you see the game, Warriors? This is why I've done so well in directing my Warriors to not get caught up in this stuff, Warriors. I don't focus on, like there's fitness YouTubers doing stories on this. Every single TikToker and YouTuber is doing stories on this because they want views. That's what they want us doing. They want every single one of you sitting around the Christmas table or the New Year's table talking about this. That's what they want. They got exactly what they wanted, and this is the result. JP Morgan, couple thousand views. Maybe it's going to slide right under the rug. Andrew Tate, millions and millions and millions and millions of views. So as you go into 2023, as you look this way, know that there's always another narrative going on this way. And just so you know, intelligent investors, just so you know, the bear market is when you get wealthy. The bull market is when you get wrecked. The bear market is when you get wealthy. The bull market is when you get wrecked. When everybody's excited, just like this stuff, when everybody's excited, they pull the plug. When everybody's fearful, they buy the dip. It's very simple. It's not that complex. It's very logical. It's very simple. It's nothing new under the sun. It's been happening for a lifetime. So as we go into 2020, 2023, I'm going to continue to help you guys with this type of stuff, the information. I hope this information, again, this is not for or against. I'm sure I'll get comments around, I don't know Andrew Tate. I don't know his brother. I see their stuff all over social. He's the #1 viewed guy, but I'm not following what Andrew Tate does. But I thought that was interesting. I was like, that's interesting. Why is that all over the media? So my logical circuit kicked in. And guess what I found at the exact same time? That's interesting. Is it by chance? The exact same situation. So interesting, right? They're blaming him for that. I don't know what his situation is. And then this happened, but this isn't all over. This doesn't have millions and millions of views. So yeah, and I know this video probably won't get millions of views. So do you see what I'm saying? Anyways, I love you guys. I appreciate you. So a lot of people have been asking about the private coaching. That's our number one request. We launched it. We launched the interview process. So the link will be down below. We already had over 100, I think coming up on 120 applications. Almost all the appointments are filled already. So we will sell out of that program probably within the first 2 weeks. I would highly recommend you go in there and try to get an appointment. And if you don't make this round, there's only 20 people for the private coaching to coach with me personally. We can put you into the next round after the first 120 days. So also we have our NFT project, the Warrior Academy X Royalty, launching on January 11th, which is in 10 days, which is super exciting. So if you want to be part of history, again, it has massive amounts of utility. Has no guarantee of wealth or anything or passive. It's not the normal pump and dump NFT that everybody produced. That's why we do things in the bear market. It's a real utility, real world solve NFT project, helping companies move into the metaverse. Is basically what we're doing. We're showing companies what's possible with community. So check it out. Check out the light paper, excuse me. Dive through it. You can see our team on there. We're excited to launch on January 11th, 2023. Talk to you guys soon. Warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go.